to my channel, and I'm just gonna wait for some people and then I'm gonna get into the video. I'm really excited for today's video. Okay guys, in today's video I'm going to be trying like a trendy look. I noticed that the 90s look has been trending, so I'm going to be trying it out. So guys, without further ado, I am so excited about this particular look because I don't know, it's just crazy, honestly. But how are you guys? Where are you watching from? Write it in the comments and welcome to my life. If you see me for the first time, my name is Jennah. I'm a makeup artist, I'm a nail tech, a baker, I'm just a woman of skills. So on this live or in my life, I do makeup tutorials, and today I'm going to be doing the 90s makeup look. So one thing that I noticed that is very prominent in the 90s look are the brows. If you know like the popular celebrities that were trending in the 90s, you notice one thing was that their brows were very slim. So I don't know, my brows are a bit full. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, but okay, we are gonna see. So their brows were very slim. Some of them like to put bold eyeshadows, or they didn't put as much eyeshadows. They stuck to neutral tones. So I'm thinking of the bold one. I saw one online and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out. So I'm gonna do like a bold blue eyeshadow kind of thing, and I'm going to be doing that for my eyeshadow. Of course, I'm going to wear my little lashes, like the small lashes. And then, what else? Yes, the lipstick or the lip gloss was a big thing. So we're going to be doing that. Not too much blush. It's not going to be like my conventional makeup. It's just going to be different. Hi, welcome to my life. In today's live, I'm going to be creating a 90s makeup tutorial, or video rather. So I'm just getting prepped and warmed up. I'm really excited for this makeup look. Please give my video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to be prepping my skin. I've already prepped it actually, so I'm not going to be doing that on camera. I prepped my skin off camera. Hi, welcome to my live. Give my video a thumbs up. In this video, I'm going to be doing a 90s makeup look. So stay tuned. So I already prepped my skin, so I'm going to go ahead and just apply my foundation. So one thing that is very prominent in the 90s look are the brows. The brows are always like very thin, like one line brows. So we're going to try to achieve that with these brows that I have. But first of all, I'll be doing my application of foundation just like I always do. I always apply my foundation first and then I go ahead with my eyeshadow. So I've been saying all my life that you can do your makeup application however you want. If you feel comfortable doing your lashes before your foundation application, you're totally okay to do that. It is your preference that you work with, right? So I'm going to be mixing my foundation just because it's not exactly my shade. So I'm going to be mixing it to get my perfect shade. Please give my video a thumbs up, share, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for this look. So I'm starting off with this, mixing it to get the right shade. And as usual, I'll be using a beauty blender to do my makeup just because so far I find that it's very easy for me to use my beauty blender. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Now I'm taking my blender, I'm just taking the product that I put, applying it as I always do, applying it, and then I will spray just to make this blend seamlessly. Okay guys, so while I'm doing this makeup, I will just be talking a little bit about my makeup journey. So I started makeup in college, and I think I have some throwback pictures. They are not so pretty. Hi, RGJA, yeah. Hi, welcome to my live. Like my videos, subscribe. So, I started as a young girl in college doing my makeup. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for being on my live. I hope you can learn something about makeup if you like makeup from me. I hope you learned something. And while at the time I started, I was using YouTube as my tutor, so I never really went to anyone to teach me makeup. I learned it on YouTube, and I was always immersed in YouTube classes. I went from class to class. I just kept on immersing myself with the courses or with the tutorials that were available. And one thing that I really did that made it easier for me was that while I was learning the makeup, I was always practicing on my skin. So I wasn't just waiting for someone to be there before I apply the makeup. No, I always practiced on my skin. So the more I practiced, the better I got. And after a while, some people started coming up to me and like, "Oh, your makeup looks nice. Can you apply some makeup for me?" And that was how I began applying makeup for other people. So, like I said, I'm doing my foundation. So now my foundation is done. I'm going to be doing the concealer. And this is not my conventional makeup look. So I'm just, like I said, I'm creating a 90s makeup look. So we're going to be making it as minimal as possible. One thing that I noticed about the 90s makeup look is that it is very, very subtle. It is very minimal. Hi, Gambling Addict. That's an interesting name. Welcome to my life. So they always apply their makeup in a very subtle way. So I'm just going to be contouring this part of my face like I always do. And I like to use the bottom of my beauty blender to do that. Now, if you notice, my contour is very light, which is the whole point of this tutorial or this video, is to get it looking as light and natural as possible. Because if you look at the 90, well, your skin look, thank you very much, thank you. If you look at the 90s makeup look, their looks were very, very minimal, as minimal as possible. So I'm trying to achieve that effect. If you're if you're not new on my life, you know that my makeup is quite a process, but then it's a bit different today. So now I'm not going to put a lot of products, but I'll focus my contour on my cheekbones, because in the picture that I saw, that was what it looked like. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to be highlighting under my eye. That's interesting. How do you know that I am not married? So I'm going to be taking my concealer, which is the foundation that is just a lighter shade. I like to conceal under my eyes with a foundation. So, well, thank you. So I'm just going to be putting just a little bit. Like I said, we're trying to keep this as natural as possible, so we're not putting a lot. So one thing that I noticed in the makeup looks for the 90s is a lot of the highlight was always like centered around here and not necessarily dragging it down like I usually do. So I'm going to try to keep it like that. Just touching my forehead a bit. I noticed that most of them didn't have to do like their nose contours, right? So I'm going to be doing my forehead and under my eyes. Oh, this is going to be very hard because I'm so holding myself back from doing my makeup the way I usually do. Oh boy. Well, like I always do, I press my product into my skin so that it can be very blendable. So I'm just going to be feathering this out with the contour part. Hi, welcome to my live. Give my video a thumbs up and thank you. subscribe to my channel. So I'm just centering the the highlights just under the eyes. Like I said, this is a 90s makeup look, so we're keeping it as realistically 90s as possible. So I'm just pressing it into my skin. One thing that I learned from my makeup journey was really understanding skin textures, because I am pretty good at the makeup application that I do. However, no matter how good you are, you always get like some shocks sometimes when you do makeup. So one of the shockers is working with like extreme dry skin or very oily skin is always a shocker to me, because my skin is like combination skin. That means this part tends to be oily. So having to work with someone who has extremely dry skin is very, very challenging, because that is not what I'm used to. And other clients too tend to lean between combination skin and slightly dry skin. I've never really worked with sensitive skin, so I wouldn't know how it will feel, right, until I get that. But so far, I find that I have grown in my journey. The way I apply makeup and the way I applied it 7 years ago, far different, very different. So now that I have done the under eye, oh, thank you, gambling addict. Are you in Canada? If you're watching my videos, if you're watching my video, let me know where you're watching from. I am in Canada. So I'm just going to be taking a powder and I'm going to be setting the under eye. Like I said, my #1 makeup rule is whatever you apply cream to, you set with powder. And that is why immediately after blending in the under eye, I like to set it in immediately so that it doesn't crease. So I'm going to be doing that here, making sure everything enters into the skin, and just taking a powder. I'm going to be, oh, Montreal. Oh, nice. I'm in Sudbury. Um, I'm in Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario. So I'm just going to be setting this as so. This is very different for me, but okay. We're making it work. It's a 90s look, baby. So I'm just going to be pressing it, pressing it, pressing it. And I'm just going to keep on pressing it until it looks good. So please give my video a thumbs up, share my video, subscribe. And I think the look is already coming together. So after this, I am just going to go ahead and go straight into these brows. Oh boy. So I always like, okay. I like to take my spoolie, a brush, and I'm just going to, I don't want to put gel like I usually would do, just because I wanted my brows to be as slim as possible. So I'm just going to be using a brush, and then I'm going to go over with a pencil. This is going to be a bit challenging, but let's see. Let's see, how can I get this looking that way? The 90s was like a slim brow era. So let's see if we can achieve that. I think I can achieve this using like a blunt pencil. And I'm just going to oh my god, I have to do this like pretty good because I'm not going to be concealing it, right? I'm just going to be drawing one line. Hi, welcome to my live video. I am doing a 90s makeup look. So let's see. So this is what I think the brows always look like, just like one line. Pretty thick line. Pretty thick line. Please give my video a thumbs up, share my video, like and subscribe. Okay, I think it's almost there. And yeah, these 90s brow is looking good. Now I'm not going to go ahead and brush it over because I think it's going to ruin the one line effect. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. So I usually carve or shave my brows myself just using a razor. So maybe I'll do a tutorial of that some other time. Although I have one video in my on my page rather, so you can go ahead and look at it. So I'm just doing the same thing, drawing this one line. Oh boy. This brow is not my strongest point. This particular brow is always difficult for me. But we're gonna make her work. I think I think the front is always having like a rounded effect for the 90s brows. Oh, hi girl. Hi Mimi's kissing. I think the brow is always rounded up in front, but let's see. Hello, Mimi's Cuisine. Give my video a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and like my videos. So I am doing a 90s makeup look, and I started by applying my foundation. Afterwards, I did my contour, and then I went ahead to do my concealer for my under eyes. So I was explaining earlier that for the 90s makeup look, I found that most of their concealing was usually just under the eyes. So I'm just trying to get that. And then I'm doing the brows. The single brow is such a trend. So well, I don't know. Well, it's a 90s makeup look. I feel like even in Africa, in Nigeria, this was a thing. This brow, this single line brow, it was definitely a 90s thing. I think it was kind of worldwide because I don't know, everybody had the one line brow. So that's what I'm trying to create here, the one line brow. So just trying to round it up here as much as possible. Okay. Okay, thank you. Hi, Drunko. Welcome to my live. Please give my video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified when I post. Okay. I think this is good enough. I'm going to switch over and get my eyeshadow. So today I'm going to be doing something that is out of the normal. Just because this is a 90s look, I'm going to be going in with a very bright eyeshadow. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to be applying a concealer on my eyelid because there is no single product on it. So I'm not going to be putting a lot, just a thin layer. Basically just going to be using the remnant from the one I use for under my eye. Cheekbones too. Uganda. You're from Uganda? Oh, you're asking. No, I'm from Nigeria. Okay, I'm just going to be pressing this into my eyelid. Not too overpowering, just little. So once I've gotten it all in, I'm going to go ahead with a blue eyeshadow. Guys, this is not normal for me. But then we're doing a 90s look. We gotta go all out. So I am taking the shade and I'm going to be applying it on my eyelid. Guys, wish me luck. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I do hope it looks nice. So I'm taking a brush and I'm just applying this all over my eyes. So I noticed too that for the makeup looks of the 90s, I noticed that they usually did just one color eyeshadow. So I'm going to just be using this blue eyeshadow. And I'm just going to be moving it around my eyelid. Hi guys, welcome to my live. Please give my video a thumbs up, subscribe and share my videos. So I'm just gonna keep on applying until I get it as pigmented as possible. Then we're going to go in with an eyeliner. This is ridiculous. Please give my video a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share my videos, turn on your notification bell. So I'm just doing the same thing for this eye. Oh my goodness, this is falling out a lot. So for me, when I started my makeup journey, I love to use like I usually switched between a brush and my hands. And just because when I started, I didn't really have the luxury of having very nice brushes. So when it got tough, I just switched to my hands. I'm so happy and blessed that I can now afford good brushes that enhance my makeup. So I would advise, if you're into makeup, you should get good brushes that could get your makeup looking so much better. Guys, please give my video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, guys. Okay, I think this 90s eyeshadow is almost there. All right, guys, this eyeshadow is falling out a lot. Like, it's crazy. Okay, now that I am kind of satisfied with it, I have a lot of eye space, so I'm going to be very generous with this eyeshadow. Okay, I think the eyeshadow is done. It's so funny. But now we're going in with an eyeliner. And I'm just going in with a dark eyeliner. This dark one. Oh boy. My eyeshadow is actually from Focalio. They have a page on Instagram, I think. So Focalio is the brand of my eyeshadow. And the eyeshadow is actually very pigmented. This palette, I've had it for a while and it's so pigmented. So I really love it. You should get it. If you like out of the ordinary. If you don't just want to be doing like neutral shades, this is perfect for you. So taking an eyeliner, I'm just going to be drawing a basic eyeliner. Guys, pray for me. Shaky hands are real. So I'm just going to be drawing a very thin eyeliner because I feel like that is what would have been done in the 90s. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing for this other eye. Please give my video a thumbs up, share my videos, subscribe. So I'm just doing the exact same thing, drawing a thin liner and running it from the top to the bottom, to the back rather. I don't think there was a lot of time put in the 90s makeup. I feel like it was a very quick makeup and you're just out. So I'm trying as much as possible to be quick with this. So I think that is okay. Okay. Next thing I'm going to be doing is running a pencil on my bottom lash. So this brand is called Beauty by Rish Rish. It is a multi-purpose pen. It has like an eyeliner, a dark eyeliner. It has this is like a glitter liner. This is a lip liner, and this is a brow pencil. I find that it is very, very convenient for someone who doesn't really have lots of money to spend on makeup. You get kind of like an all-in-one pencil. You can use it as an extra added touch to your eyeshadow. You can use it to draw your brows. You can use it as an eyeliner. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah. So I'm just going to be running this on my waterline. And I'm just ever lightly doing that. I'm going to do the same thing here. And I am done with this, I think. Oh boy, this is hilarious. I would never wear this out, for the record. It's funny. It's very funny. Well, please give my video a thumbs up, share my video, like, subscribe. And I'm just going to be taking a powder brush and I'm just going to be lightly dusting it off. So I don't want to aggressively do that because I'm going to move the product if I do that. So just gently doing that. When I started makeup, that was one thing that I always struggled with. Like taking off eyeshadow, like dropouts, was hard because by the time I finished pulling it away, part of the product has pulled and there's like a patch there. So this is a better way. Gently tap off. And if it's like a mascara stain, you can use a dry mascara brush. You let the mascara to dry and then you use a dry mascara brush. I like to buy these disposable ones because it comes in handy when you want to do something like that. It is not it is not a wise thing to take like your already darkened mascara brush to brush off like a stain from your mascara. But if you have these ones, when that stain comes, you let it to dry and then you just scrape it off and it goes off. Then you apply back like your concealer and then a powder on top to correct it. All right. So now I am just going to be applying a contour powder. I won't be using blush in this tutorial just because I think a lot of them didn't really do a lot of that. Maybe the models, but I think a lot of people in the 90s were very minimal in their makeup. So I'm taking this as usual. Hi, Align. I hope I pronounced it well. How Align. So I'm just placing it where I placed my contour. Just to reinforce the cream. And I'm doing the same for the side. Hi, Miss Cuisine. How are you? Where are you watching from? If you're on this live, comment where you're watching from. I'm shooting my live from Canada. So I'm just doing that. I don't know, it doesn't feel like I can see it. I don't want to go too harsh, but I'm just gonna try. Oh, thank you, Lily Crook. I'm doing a 90s makeup look. I saw it trending and I was like, this is so cool. And I'm just going to, oh, Mimi, you're watching from the US. Hi, girl. Okay. And another thing that I think was a big thing for the 90s makeup look was like lining the lips and putting gloss. I found that especially for dark skinned girls or the brown skinned ladies, it was a big thing. Just line their lips and apply lip gloss. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm just wiping off the one that is there already and taking my pencil. I'm just going to be drawing my lip liner. Please, guys, give my video a thumbs up. So this, I'm just going to be, I don't think many people overlined their lips back in the days. I just feel like they did it very light. So I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I feel like I should use a darker pencil. I'm going to be using a darker brown pencil just because I'm not really seeing this one on my lip here. So I want to use a darker one to kind of make it stand out pronounced. And dark pencil, yep, found it. So I'm just lining my lip. And I'll be doing the same thing here. I feel like a lot of them were a little bit hard-handed on their pencils because the line was always very thick. When I say this, I'm thinking of Missy Elliott, I'm thinking of Jennifer Lopez, so yeah. So now I'll be applying a clear gloss all over. I'm taking a brush, I'm just going to be putting that gloss all over the brush. I think lip gloss was a big thing then, so I'm just going to be putting lots and lots of gloss. This is so funny. So I'm done with the lip gloss or the lipstick. So the next thing I'll be doing is applying the mascara, then I'll be spraying, and this 90s makeup look is complete. So I'm just going to be pressing this to blend it all out. Any harsh lines, I'm just going to be blending it out using my beauty blender. Lily, if you're still here, where are you watching from? So I am grabbing a mascara. I wanted to put lashes before, but I don't think I am going to be putting the lashes. I'm just going to be putting the mascara. Wow, I can't even see anything. If I had lashes, this would have been like so wholesome, but I barely have any lashes. Wow, I didn't know it was that bad. So, there is something there. Where am I from? I'm from Nigeria. Where are you from? Hi, where are you watching from? Okay. What is PNG? So I am just gonna run the top with it, hoping it to make a difference. Oh, Pacific country. Oh, nice to meet you and welcome to my life. Okay, I'm just going to let this dry and I'm going to be spraying. And we've come to the end of this 90s makeup look. I think there are people who still wear their makeup like this, and I also think that it has been transformed a little bit to be much better these days. But I feel like these these kind of makeup looks are really evergreen because it's not like too much. Although I would tone down the eyeshadow, like if I was going to wear this as a look, I would use like at least two colors to transition first and blend out the blue so that it's not I'm not looking like I'm not looking like Ursula from the Little Mermaid. So yeah, this is perfect for an evening out, I think. It'll be it'll be really good in the night because the color on the eye is really bold, so it would work in the night. However, I feel like this look, if modified, will come out so much good, so much better than this. The brows, they're a little too thin, but yeah, it was the 90s, baby. Thank you, Drunko. Thank you. So I'm going to be spraying my face, and that will be the end of this 90s makeup look. Ooh. It is always handy for you to have like a fan so that you can dry when you spray. So guys, what do you like about this makeup look? For me, I would say, weirdly enough, I actually like the lipstick. I don't know. It looks it weirdly looks nice. I think it looks nice. The eyeshadow and eyebrows, not much. Not really my style. I would have done a lot more with the eyeshadow, right? But I think it works, but then not my style. But you see the lips? I would actually rock this. I would actually wear this out. Oh, thank you. What do you like about the look? Say something, guys. Tell me, what do you like about the look in the comment section? Mm, let's see. Does anything need adjusting? Nope. So, oh, you love the eyeshadow. Thank you, Maya. Please give my video a thumbs up and turn on your notification bells so that you'll be notified whenever I post or whenever I come live. So, you love the glass. What glass? Hmm. So I'm just going to be taking this off. I'm thinking, should I create another look for you guys? Do you want another? Oh, thank you very much. Should I create another makeup look? Would you like to see something else? Let me know in the comments. So, um, you like to see another makeup look? Okay. Give me a minute. I'm gonna take this off. Hi Swati. Welcome to my live. I'm taking this off and I'm going to be creating another makeup look. So let's see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start from the lips, taking it all off. Hi Swati, welcome to my live. I just created a 90s makeup look. I'm taking it all off and I'm going to be applying another makeup. I'm doing another tutorial, so let's see. So for this look, I think I'm just going to be creating a simple, sweet look. You can wear this out on a date. You can wear this out just to go have fun. A girl's night out, whatever you want. And I'm pretty sure somebody could also wear this for like a wedding. So it all depends on your preference. But this next look is going to be very subtle. A very subtle look. Hi, Amy. Welcome to my life. I am just taking off my makeup and I'm going to be applying another makeup. I just finished creating like a 90s makeup look, so I'm just taking it all off to do another tutorial. So here goes nothing. So oh, you want the red lipstick? Okay. Red lipstick coming up. And smoky eyes. Okay. Okay, smoky eyes. Of course I can do that. So I am just taking this all off and once it's all off, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply rose water. So just because I took out a product, I'm just going to be using my wash to cleanse my face. This I got from the dollar store, and I think you can find it anywhere really. So I'm just going to be making sure there's nothing on my face. face. Mhm. So I like to cleanse before I start. You can see there's tons of buildup from the makeup. So cleansing your face is important. You get to take out any residue of makeup before you apply fresh makeup. You don't want to apply fresh makeup on old makeup so that it doesn't lead to breakout. Okay, just taking this all off. Skincare is very important for your makeup look. So when I started makeup, I didn't used to do like proper skincare. And I'll tell you for a fact that skincare makes a difference. Trust me. When you start to do skincare before skincare or like your skin prep before you apply your makeup, one, it helps the longevity of your makeup. So if you have your makeup coming off after like 2 hours or 3 hours, perhaps it's because you didn't prep your face. And even if you prepped, you probably didn't prep it properly. So in your skincare, you should know that your moisturizer is gonna come last when you're applying that on your face. So take note, guys, take note. So after wiping this all off, I'm going to go ahead and use, oh boy, lots of hair. Lots of hair. Oh boy. So I'm just going to make sure it has dried before I go on to the next thing. Like I said, your face should always be dry before you move on to the next product so that they can sit into your skin properly before the next one. So next I'm going to be taking a toner to tone my face. Taking a cotton pad and a toner, I'm going to be applying it on my face. Okay, and I'm going to dry it off. I have rose water, so this is what I'm going to be applying next. So this is the prep stage for your makeup. So I would say you use your cleanser first. Then after your cleanser, you're going to use a toner. And after a toner, then you can use serum and then your moisturizer and then your primer. So your moisturizer comes before your primer, not primer then moisturizer. I explained it before that your primer has to come last because it's is getting your face to be in place. Is gonna help like lock in the moisture and everything that you have applied. So if your face is not well moisturized and you put a primer, you're going to get a very disastrous outcome. So please moisturize before you prep. A lot of moisturizers have a lot of primers have a very drying effect, especially the mattifying primer. So putting a mattifying primer before your moisturizer is going to set you up for disaster. You're going to have patches on your face, so you don't want that. So moisturize before you prime. So I spritz rose water on my face and then I'm going to dry it before I go into something else. Make sure it goes everywhere. So while this is going on, I'm just going to apply a bit of gloss. I'm taking it on my hand. I'm just going to put it on my lip. Why? It's better for you to have moisturized lips. It makes your application so much better. If you apply your lipstick to cracked lips like this, it won't be nice. on your lip will feel chapped, it will feel very dry, and it won't get the best result for you. So always moisturize your lips while you do your other skincare. So you can use a lip gloss because in the end I'm gonna take it out, right? But I want it moisturized while I'm doing other things on my face. So you can use a gloss or you can use lip balm. Oh, very thin lips. That is sad. You need to. So, are your lips thin from like How do you mean thin? Are they thin from drying out, or how are they thin? So, this is dried, and I'm going to go ahead and moisturize, and then I will be priming my face. Oh, naturally by birth. Oh, that is sad. But thin lips are also, they have their like how do I say it? You can get to overline just a little bit and it will still come out pretty, or you can maintain the natural look of your lips and it will still be very pretty. So rock your thin lips, girl. They are very cute, they're gorgeous. And I feel like red always pops on like thinner lips. I don't know, I just love that. So So I'm taking this Anua moisturizer, and that is what I'm going to be using on my skin. Now I'm going to be using my hand to moisturize. So I'm just pressing it into my skin. You want to make sure you moisturize everywhere. Please, if you're watching my video, give my video a thumbs up. So I'm just pressing it in, getting it under my eyes as well. I want there to be moisturized as well. I have combination skin, so that means this part of my skin, here, my nose, not really here sometimes, then here tends to get very oily. My forehead, always oily, so I have combination skin. Here tends to be drier. So I can easily get away with using like a hydrating primer. But someone with dry skin should definitely avoid a mattifying primer. That is like your enemy. What you need is a hydrating primer. And I'm sure there's so many brands, but the one that I know and I use is the Milk Hydro, the Hydro Grip. This is my staple. And my face is very good with like hydrating products, so yeah, that works for me. This is perfect for dry skin, while a mattifying primer is good for oily skin because you're trying to get your skin to be balanced, right? So when you use a mattifying primer, it helps with the excess oil secretion going on your skin. Something that is also important that people don't know is that even if you have oily skin, you actually need to moisturize properly, or else your face is going to overcompensate and like produce so much oil. So it doesn't matter. Do I work out? Yeah, I go to the gym. So this, making sure it's completely dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply my mattifying primer. Sharp jawline. Are my jawline sharp? Didn't know that. I guess it's nature. So I'm just taking a healthy pump of the primer. Oh, I didn't even know. Well, it's nature then. I'm just going to be applying this here, my nose. One thing I like about this primer is that even though like it's a primer, it doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't leave like a residue, and I find that it's perfect because it makes working with like clients as well as your skin makes it very easy. And the application, like the makeup under, looks very hydrating. So I find that that is very good. I'm sure there are other hydrating primers. Maybe I'm going to do a research and I'm going to let you guys know which ones you can use as well. So, okay. I'm going to be applying this all over my forehead. I'm pressing it into my skin because I want it in there. You want to make sure everywhere gets it really, especially like your little fine lines, your wrinkles if you have any. You want to make sure that the product gets in there as well. So whenever I'm done, I always wipe off my hands or my mixing palette. So I'm going to be drying this, and then I'm going to start prepping my foundation. Already, if you're always on my life, you would know that this is the foundation I use. However, like I say, it's not my skin shade, so I always mix it. It's not exactly my tone because summer happens and then I get darker. So this I am going to dry, and then I am going to mix this while this is drying, and then I will apply my foundation. My foundation application is simple. I can actually use a brush or a beauty blender. I'm pretty good at using both of them, but recently I just really love using the beauty blender. And the funny thing is, I never loved using the beauty blender to apply my foundation. But I guess the more you grow, your preference changes. So I am just mixing. And I'm going to be applying this to my face. So for my makeup, my foundation application, I like to apply foundation with a spray. And this is simply because it helps the blending process. The last thing you want is a foundation that is too thick that you can blend. If your skin is dry, using a cream foundation is very good. So you have to find what works with your skin. Find what works with your skin and use it. So a good tip for when you're blending your products, make sure that you're not using a dry beauty blender. That is like your worst enemy. It's going to move the product. So as you see, I'm going to be taking a bit of the product, dabbing it all out, blending it out. I'm not just applying it to my skin. No, I'm dabbing it out, and then I spray. And then I begin to blend. I'm just blending it in, pushing it into my skin. Just pushing it into my skin. I would say that this is still not my exact shade. Yes, it's not wet, it's damp. So I put water on it, but I squeeze it all out until it is damp. If your blender is wet, like when you squeeze it, there is water coming out of it, it's going to make your application bad. It's going to move the product. So you want the damp sponge, not the wet sponge. So I'm simply just pressing this into my skin. So for me, the most important thing is the blend in my makeup. Nothing else really matters as much as the blend. Nothing else matters. I just want it well blended. So I keep blending until I get the perfect seamless blend. And then I go ahead. Yep, red lips and smoky eyes coming up. So I'm going to be applying my contour next. And for that, I simply use a dark shade foundation. And I'm just going to be taking it and applying this way. Don't be afraid. Thank you. Thank you, Drunko. I have to keep on pushing it into my skin. I just have to push it into my skin. I am not afraid of my beauty blender because I have to make it do the work. So I'm just pushing it into my skin. Pushing it in, pushing it in. And then I will be applying to this other part of my cheek. And I'm just pushing it in. So if you were here, I did the hack of using a lipstick as a blush, and I find that that is a very good hack. It helps you also when you're traveling. If you're traveling and you just have maybe your lipstick and you're like, oh, I want to go all out and apply my makeup, lipstick works very well as a blush. However, in today's video, I am going to be using my blush. So the blush I use is this Rare Beauty blush. I use a dark contour, but I don't like it very dark because I want it to blend. You get to see the darkness of my contour when I use a powder blush. If I use a very, very dark, like dark shade contour, it's going to be very hard and the contrast won't be nice. So I usually use a shade darker, just one tone darker to do my contour. And then I let the powder do the work for me. So you can also just use powder to contour. That is very okay. So I'm just taking this and I'm applying it here. This is Rare Beauty in the shade. I don't remember the shade. I have to check. This is Rare Beauty blush in the shade Truth. This is a very nice blush. I find that it is so blendable. Like, it just goes into your skin. Yeah, Rare Beauty is the brand by Selena Gomez. You can find this in Sephora. However, if it's too expensive, like I said, you can use your favorite brand, right? And if you can't just afford blush, go ahead and use your red lipstick. You are good to go. Funny enough, I haven't used Kylie's makeup line. Okay, I would go look for that. I haven't used her line. What is Kylie's makeup line? What is the name? So, as you can see, it's looking very nice. It just melts into my skin. That is my best quality of this blush. It just melts into your skin, and I just find that very beautiful. Now I'm going to be highlighting under my eyes, my forehead, and my chin. So I'm going to be taking a little product. I'm going to be using the side that already has the product. Oh my god, my beauty blender has been through it. Like, it's just a little product, a little goes a long way. I'm just going to be going all the way on my nose, my forehead, and then here. So I'm going to be blending it upwards like I would usually do. Oh, I use shiny highlighters, just that recently I haven't really been enjoying using it. But I guess I'll use it today because I'm doing the smoky eye. So I want the makeup to pop. So I'm gonna use it. I will use it for your sake, Swati. So I'm going to be blending this all out. I'm just blending it in. Blending it all in, blending it all in, blending, because that is most important, really. Oh, thank you, Swati. So a good trick to get better at your makeup is to always don't stop learning, because every year I try to upgrade. So I like have to pay for like makeup classes just so that I can get better at my craft. So don't be afraid to keep scaling up. If you don't have money, YouTube is free. So I blend this out first, and then I'm going to be going to this side and blending it outward. I'm pressing it into my nose, pressing it everywhere. And then I'm going to be blending this all up. So you want it to get into the corners, right? Because this part, oh yeah, it takes a lot of time to get ready. Because the makeup takes so much time. Which is why sometimes I just prefer to go out. Because if I have to do makeup, it's going to take so much time. So I just go out without makeup. So I am just pressing this in. Oh, of course, sometimes I just apply like a foundation, and if I'm running out of time and I can't go through like the concealer and the cream, I just use powder. I think I should do that next time. I'll just do like the powder contour, the powder highlights. You'll see that it actually works really good too. It's not as stand like, it doesn't stand out like this. However, it does do a good job. So just using your powders to do the highlight and contour. That's why I said that it's good to have like a powder palette that has different shades, because you can easily just use like a contour and highlights in one powder. But if you have just one powder palette, it makes it very hard. Hi.com, welcome to my live. So when I'm sure that everything has gone into my skin, I will go straight ahead and just set it into place. Please give my video a thumbs up. Well, for powder, it only looks cakey if you just go ahead and put the powder on your skin. So whenever you put a powder, you have to blend it all out. See what I do? I take my powder like this, I blend it all out on my skin, and then I apply it. However, if you just press it in, it's going to look very cakey. It also depends on the brand you are using. If the brand of powder that you are using is not a very good quality, it could also affect the look, right? So you want to have good quality products. Please give my video a thumbs up. If you're watching this live, give my video a thumbs up. Okay, the exact same thing. I'm just moving it all the way outwards. Remember your nose, don't forget your nose. Okay, so I'm going back in with the powder and pressing it into my skin. This works perfectly with a brush as well. If you know, if you prefer using a brush, use a good quality brush, because when you do this, it just tends to cooperate with you. Cooperate with you. So you want to be using good quality products, good quality brushes, and good quality blender. Some blenders are very hard, they're like stone. Like if they throw it on you, it could probably break your head. So I'm kidding, but get a good quality blender. So you want a blender that is very soft, so that when you put water and you drain it out and it's damp, it works perfectly on your skin. Well, it's very easy. When I applied my concealer, you will notice that I put it like just at the middle here, and you can see that the light is already reflecting on the parts that I concealed, right? So now I'm setting the parts that I've put concealer, and I am just simply using the powder to set it all up. And then I'm going to go ahead with a brush, and I'm going to be contouring my nose. So for this, I'm using a dark powder as well. So I'm going to be picking up a dark powder. Always tap off, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come closer. So you can see that there is a natural line from your brow down. My nose only has like concealer. I haven't put any contour powder. So now I'm going to be using the darker powder to shape my nose. So I'm doing this, just following the line, and I am just dragging it down. I'm putting it all into my brows. So this is what I'm doing, moving it up my brows, just following the line. I'm just going to be doing this here. It's very light. Yeah, I don't want it to be too if you use very dark powders, you are going to have a very hard time blending it out. So you want to use light powders, as light as possible. So I'm just moving it in here. Let me see. If I come closer, can you see? Can you see the contrast between the highlight and the contour? So I'm just moving it into my brow. Alright. And then I'm just blending it all out. So after I've taken a dark powder, I'm just going to be feathering it out into this part. Always push it into. So on my palette, I'm using the shade Mocha to do my. You want to use 2 shades darker Yes, darker than your tone, 2 shades darker to do your contour. So I'm just doing this. I'm blending it all out. I'm going back to do this. And I am just going to be blending it all out. So I don't bother dragging it all the way down. I just use the excess product down here. Now, the reality is when you see this in person, it's going to be slightly darker. So I don't want it looking dark and unrealistic. So I'm going to be taking the 1 shade darker. I use 2 shades darker for my nose contour, 2 shades darker of powder. Now I'm going to take 1 shade darker and I'm just going to put it on just to feather it out so that it looks as natural as possible. I'm just taking it here and I'm just putting it out. Now when you actually see it in real life, it looks very realistic. So for the nose, I prefer this instead of the cream contour. That is just my preference. You can use the cream contour for your nose. I find that I can control this much better, whereas if it was the cream contour, it would have been a disaster. So a powder contour is perfect for my nose. So if you can work with the cream contour for your nose, by all means go for it. But this tends to work for me and it's easier for me. So Um, for me, I find that this is better, honestly. It's much better. In the end, right, is your technique. Your technique is what makes it much more easier for you. If you know how to manipulate the cream contour for your nose, of course go for it. However, if you don't and you make a mistake, you may end up cleaning everything up, wiping up your makeup, because one crooked nose contour can make your makeup look awful. So you have to be careful with your cream contour for your nose. You have to practice and practice and get it better. So as is, I think for me the powder contour is easier to use. I've seen people who use the cream contour, but I find the powder contour easier to work with. And I have tried the cream contour honestly, but this works better for me. So I'm going to go back and continue with the rest of my face. Now I am going to be drawing my brows. If you notice, I am not baking in this video. So it depends, right? If it was like a bride, I would be baking her face. But in this video, I'm not baking. So I'm just going to be drawing my brows. Now, for your brows, if you don't have like a brow tint or a brow pomade or whatever brow thing that can help you, and you just have a pencil, this is my ultimate brow hack. I use brow gel. So I take a very tiny portion. I take my brow gel, put a tiny portion on my hand, and I'm just going to be touching it lightly, ever so lightly, and I am going to be going up. And this is perfect for people who don't want to draw their brows. This is perfect. You just get your brows to stay in place and then you can conceal. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Swati. I actually did my brows myself using a razor. I have a video on my channel showing you how to do that, so you could check it out. So I'm just getting my brows to stay in shape in one position. The gel is perfect for this because it's going to dry off, and this gel is invisible, right? So It's perfect because you don't want like a white cast on your brow. No. No, I don't thread my brows. I just use a razor. So when I am convinced that it looks good, then I'm going to go ahead and set it. This is very crucial. You should set it. Why? Because your gel is cream and you need to set it, or else if you're going to draw it, when you use your pencil, it's going to slip, because you know the gel is slimy, right? A little bit slimy, so it's going to make it slip. Well, it does, but then I find that it's easier for me. I've never done the threading of my brows. I don't even know if I want to do that. I find that like I'm just comfortable with the. I think my brow hair doesn't grow so quickly too, so I guess that's why I'm comfortable with that. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and set my brows, and then I am going to go in with the star of the show, which is the eyeshadow. So Swati wants some smoky eyeshadow, and that is what she's gonna get. Smoky eyeshadow look for today. So I'm just setting this with my powder. Setting it with my powder. And then I can go ahead and draw my brows. Remember guys, the best way to get your brows looking very nice, if you're using a pencil, always make sure your pencil is very sharp. That way when you go ahead and draw, you want it as pointy as this, very sharp and pointy, so that you can be as light-handed as possible when you're drawing your brows. You use a brow palette. A brow palette. Oh, does that work perfectly for you? So I'm very light-handedly. What I'm doing is I'm trying to mimic my brow hairs. So I'm ever light-handed with my brows. And I'm just drawing it all the way. It looks darker. So if you're using the pomade or a brow gel, you have to be careful in choosing the shade, because some shades are very dark, just like the pencil. This shade is a light shade. I have the darker shade of pencil. So if I don't use the right shade, I will get a darker looking brow. So you have to be sure of the shade that suits your brow. So Swati, you might be having darker brow. Oh no, you don't want to use jet black. That is too dark. You want to use a brown color for your brows. So I'm just ever making the natural hairs, and I'm just adding bits of strokes to mimic brow hairs. The places that have some spaces, I'm just mimicking the hairs. And then I am done. I'm going to go over with my brush and brush through it again. So when you're doing your brows, you always want to go back and forth with your spoolie or your brush, just so that you can get it looking nice and good. So because I used the gel, my brow hairs are already set in place. So now, because I'm switching here, I'm going to sharpen it as well so that I can get it very sharp. So remember, you want your pencil as pointy as this. So I'm going to go ahead here. I'm just following the natural hairline. And this is way easier because the pencil is very sharp. So this is why you need a very sharp pencil. Then when I come here, I'm ever light-handedly drawing it. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to be making the brow hairs upwards. Now you want the top to be as good as possible. For me, I don't like clean the top, not always. So I try to get the top of the brow, this part, I try to get it to use it looking very, very good and natural so I don't have to touch it. So I see that this one is slightly longer, so I'm just going to extend this one. So that they're the same, sort of. Remember, your brows are sisters, they are not identical. So don't beat yourself up if one looks better than the other. Tends to happen. Okay, just have to. Okay, remember, brush it up. I'm just going to be brushing it up. I'm going to be doing the same thing here. Voila, your brows are nice. I use brush to shade my brows. You use a brush. What kind of brush? So I'm just going to be getting my concealing brush, and I'm going to be cleaning these brows. So like I said, I'm going to be going under, just under, and I'll be good. So I'm going to be taking a little product, not much, just little. I want little product on my brow, so I'm taking a teeny beeny bit product, and I'm just going to be going on this. I'm starting with this one just because this one is the one that is always stressing me out. So I'm going like so. So you want to be as still as possible when you're doing this one. And I just drag it all out. See, this is why your drawing process has to be good, so that when you're cleaning it out, you just have a seamless work to do. So I'm just blending it all out, filtering it out with the brush. I think it looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for this one. So the best part of makeup is whenever you're doing makeup, it looks like, oh my God, what is happening on my face? But I want to tell you that when you're doing your makeup, your face is just being introduced to the products, right? When after you apply the makeup, you sprayed your face, there's something called oxidization. It just oxidizes into your skin and it looks so good. Yeah. Or you use a small eyeshadow brush. So does that work? Gray, I'm not so sure. Really, you want to match your brow actually with the shade of your brow hair. So if your brows tend to go like a dark, maybe a dark gray shade, then you can use like a dark gray pencil. If it's brown, like mine, they are brown, so I tend to use a brown pencil. Some people actually have black brows, like brows, like they're black. You can use a black pencil, but you should match your brows with the right color. So yeah. Oh, you have black brows? Okay, so I would suggest you use the black ones. Just stick to being light-handed, like I said. When you're drawing your brows or when you're doing your brows, make sure that if you're using a brush to do it, make sure you take very tiny product. Like when I'm concealing, this is my concealer palette. This is all the product that I need. So I take this and then I drag it out like this. You don't just take and apply, no. You pick it up and you smooth it out, then you can apply it. So when I go ahead and apply it, you see that it looks nice and it looks blended. So that's the secret to getting your brows really nice. And for me, I actually use a rounded brush to do this. I tend to use a rounded brush. If you see my brush, it looks rounded. So this works for me. Some people find that when they use a flat brush, it works well. So it depends on you. What works for you? You can try a flat brush. You can try a round brush. Whatever works for you, you stick to that. So I used to use a flat brush, but then I started using a rounded brush and I found that this works so good for me. So I've stuck to using a round brush to do my under eye. So do your research on what you want to use, and then the one that works well, you stick to that. So you see that this is looking nice already. So now we're coming to the moment of truth. I'm just going to be taking just for the sake of this, I'm going to be using just my concealer to prime my eyes. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to say prep. Yeah, prep or prime, whatever. I'm using this Rimmel and I'm going to be using it to prep my eyes. I'm just applying it all over my lid. And then I'm taking a brush and I'm going to be blending it all out. So this is important if you want to like see your eyeshadow stand out on your eyes. But if you're someone who wants just a very subtle look, you might not do this, but I would recommend doing this. It makes the eyeshadow colors pop on your skin. So this is a very crucial step. Yeah, I applied it directly. You can apply it on the brush, but sometimes I apply it directly. I forget to use a brush, but you can apply it directly. So I'm just blending it all in, blending it all in, and then so some people like to put powder around this area so that when they apply their product, it just looks seamless. So you can do whatever works for you, really. So I am going to be, let's see. Um, you can use a tape to do like your smoky eye, but I would advise you, if you're going to use a tape to do your smoky eyes, that's like placing the tape over this angle to get it looking very like defined. I would advise you to do that before you wear your foundation, because if you wear your foundation and you go ahead and apply a tape, you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna rip off the foundation. So just an important note. So I am going to go ahead and do I'm going to do like a black smoky eye, and then I'm going to be feathering it out with brown. So I'm taking a brush and I'm going to be using a black eyeshadow palette, eyeshadow shade. Let's see. Okay, this is Black Sand. This is really dark. But before I do that, I'm going to do something that will really help this process. And what is that? I'm going to be taking a black pencil. I'm going to be running it over my eyelid, and then I'm going to be smoking it out with an eyeshadow brush. So this is my pencil, and I'm just going to be doing this. Now, depending on what works for you, you might want to pull it like this, but I don't want to. So I'm just lightly feathering it out, blending it all out. Blending it all out. So I would say you should use like a flat brush so that when you blend it all out, it will work perfectly. So I'm just blending, and I am just blending. Now I'm going to be taking that black sand, just a little bit, taking it, dabbing it, and I'm going to be using it to reinforce this liner. So because you're using a very dark, because you're using a dark shadow, I would say that you need to put, I forgot to do this, guys. You need to pick powder and put it there. You can use a setting powder and do this. Just put it so that you can catch any fallout. Just take it off. You're going to blend it all out, so don't worry. Just, you need it to catch any fallout, really. So do the same for here. You want it to catch all the fallouts so that you can blend it all off. So now back to the shadow. I'm just going to be blending it all out, feathering it all the way, lifting it up. So I'm just doing this. I'm going to go back and look at it, and taking another brush, I'm going to be using the brown shade to blend this in. So I'm going to be looking for a very light brown shade to do this. So this shade works perfectly. This shade is a perfect brown for this. So I'm just touching it, and I'm going to be blending it all the way upwards. And I'm just going to be blending it all the way. I step back, look at it. If it looks nice, I'll continue. Just going to blend it all the way outwards, all the way. Keep blending it until I am happy with my blending. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put glitter on it. So I'm just gonna keep blending it all out. Now, I always find that the smoky eyes always stand out on like people who have smaller eyes, and if you have smaller eyes, that is a win for you. So I'm just gonna be blending this out. And I noticed that the black, I need to reinforce it just a bit. So I'm going to go back with the old brush and ever so lightly go over this. Now I'm going to be winging it upwards. Oh, you have like the Korean eyes, yeah. This will be perfect on your eyes. Smoky eyes always look very nice on smaller eyes, so that's a win for you. So I'm just going to blend it out. Blend it all out. And then I think I'm okay with this look. I'm going to switch over and do the next one. Same thing, starting with the pencil. I'm going to be drawing over my lid as so. And then I'll be blending it out. No, I don't use a tape. Like I was saying, you can use a tape, but don't use a tape when you have applied your foundation. You know why? When you put a tape, it's going to peel off your foundation, and then you have a patch there. So if you're going to do smoky eye and you want to use a tape, make sure that you haven't done your foundation. You can start with your brows, your eyes, and then you go ahead and then you use the tape. So that when you do that, you can put your foundation. So I am just blending this out. I'm going to show you another hack that works too if you're not using the tape. This is simple. So I'm just doing this, blending it all out. I'm going to go back and touch the foundation shade, the black one. Always tap your powders, guys, always. I'm just going to be pulling it out. I'm gonna step back. Oh, this one is slightly higher, but no worries. I'm going to be using my brown to fix this. Hi, Rhythm. Welcome to my live video. Where are you watching from? So I'm just blending this out. Blending it all out. India, nice to meet you. I'm watching from Canada. I'm creating this video from Canada. So I'm just blending this out. Ever so lightly blending it out. So this works perfectly for a night out. It's a very cool look to wear in the night because it just has a way of pulling the attention to the eyes. So yeah. So if you notice, the angle in which you place it is the angle in which it's gonna go. So if you notice, this one is a little more slanty while this one is upwards. So you have to be careful in your application because thank you, Ashwarya. Oh, Laneige. I haven't used that product, so I don't know. But I think it's a good brand. Oh, okay. If you come tomorrow, I will do the peach eyeshadow and sun-kissed cheeks. Just let me know when you come tomorrow and I will be doing that. So, when I am satisfied, I'm going to look at it. Oh, step-by-step eye makeup. Okay, guys. I will do that next time in my video. But you gotta come back though if you want to see all that. So now I am satisfied with it. I'm going to go ahead and apply my glitter. So I'm going to take a brush and pick up my glitter. So I like to use a pigment first. How can you send me the photo? I have Instagram, so I think I have Instagram, guys. Mm, see if I. Wow, my Instagram is I am Jennah. I am Jennah. You can send me a message there. So this one I'm gonna fix with the powder, but then I'm gonna show you how to apply glitter. Like alcoholic eyes, really interesting. So I'm going to be using this shade of glitter and I'm going to be putting it all over. So I pick it up and I just put it all over. Like I said, this look will be perfect on the girlies with the little eyes. This is the perfect look. When you wear it, it looks very flattering on your eyes. So if you have small eyes, these are perfect for you. So I'm going to be using a brush and I'll be picking up my glitter. And I'll just be placing it all over here. Can you see it? What's the time? It's 3 a.m. Toronto time. So I'm just putting this all over. All over. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Picking up the glitter. Oh, it's 12:30 p.m. in India. Nice. So I'm just putting this all the way up. If you have metallic like eyeshadow, this is perfect. You can put it in here. You can pick up your metallic eyeshadow and put it in here. So guys, I'm gonna show you a hack that is perfect for this look. So I have a glitter eyeliner. I'm going to be picking up that glitter liner and I'm going to be putting it all over where I just placed this. Give me a minute, guys. My liner is not, it's missing. Oh my God. So this is a glitter liner. I'm going to be taking just a little bit of it, just because I want this look to pop out a bit, and I'm going to be placing it here. And using this same brush, I'm going to be diffusing it before it dries. It's going to give the look a very metallic look. You see that, guys? Just a little bit of it. So my makeup bag. I have a big makeup bag. I'm gonna show you guys tomorrow, but for today, my makeup is all over the place. So I'm just placing this all over here, making sure that it gets in there. Just a little bit. I'm just using a brush. And I am just placing it. And now, what will take this makeup look like? What will make your eyes look? Oh, you want to teach me some Hindi? Okay. Okay, teach me some Hindi. So I'm going to take this flat part of my beauty blender and I'm going to be picking up a powder, and I am going to be doing this. You guys see, it made it so much better to clean up, and then it gives you that perfect. Oh, namaste. I'm just going to be cutting it like this. As you can see, it looks so much better. I know it's such a good trick, and you don't have to use the tape. So you have to have like a flat brush and use a flat blender, and then you can do the same. So I'm going to do the same here, and I'm just going to be cutting it like so. As you can see, it's a pretty decent trick. So guys, this has taken this all the way up. So I'm just going to be blending this out. I kind of like this one more than this. This is too high up, but then it still works. Then taking a brush, I am going to be blending this all out. Taking my brush. Mera naam Jennah hai. Oh. Mera naam Jennah hai. Did I say it right? Okay. Yeah, this one is high. But it's okay. I would still wear it out, so. This is a smoky eye look. And I'm just going to be putting a mascara on this. So taking my mascara, I'm just going to be... So before I do that, I'm going to be applying... I'm going to be dragging this all under my eye because it's a smoky eye, right? So I have to make sure that the look is complete, guys. So I'm just going to be taking the dark eyeshadow and I'm going to be doing this here. So I'm just blending it all out. And then I am doing the same for the other eye. Oh, my camera is rough. Let's see. Is that better? Okay. And then I'll be taking the same black liner and I'm just going to be going in. Doing the same here. So I'm doing like a half liner look, and then I'll be taking the lighter shade of glitter and I will just be running this over here. I'm taking the glitter and I'm putting it over here. So guys, the next thing I'm going to be doing is applying the mascara. And yeah, so for the kajal, you want to don't drag it down. So for small eyes, don't drag it like I have done. No, just put it in the inner corner and you're good. If you drag it, it's gonna make you look older and you wouldn't look nice on your eyes because your eyes are smaller, so you want it thin. So just put it in your waterline and that is good. Okay. Please give my video a thumbs up, share with your friends, like and comment. So, so the white kajal is good for the smaller eye. Why? Because it's going to make your eye appear like it looks big, right? So you can use that. Your eye is going to look wider than when you use the black kajal. So the black kajal will make your eyes smaller, but the white one will make your eye look bigger. So you can use the white one. But the good thing, the best way to use it is when you put the white one in your waterline. And yeah, the nude one, any light color will work for your inner eye. White, nude, perfect for your inner eye. So you can use that. All right. So guys, my lashes are almost inexistent. They're so tiny. Anyways, you can use the nude kajal swati. Yes, nude kajal works. Now for the lipstick, we're going to be using red on this smoky eye. So I'm going to show you the way I apply my red lipstick. So this is the way I apply my red lipstick. I first of all take off this. Okay. You want me to use the falsies? Guys, it's getting late. I have to go very soon. So this is a good trick for red lipstick that I do. And if you wear red lipstick, I think this will work for you too. So I like to take a dark shade, like a brown shade, and I start my lipstick with the brown shade. I'm using this shade. It's called Debbie Luster. So it's so dark, so I'm gonna be starting with this. Taking just a little bit, and I will be lining my lip. So I would always say line your lip before you apply your lipstick. So I'm doing this. So I'm just gonna be lining. Oh, there, so much hair. So I'm gonna go here. Okay. I'm gonna be taking this and applying here. Oh, okay. Of course, when you come to Canada, I will do your makeup, girl. I will definitely do your makeup. So I'm taking a dark red lipstick. This shade is in the shade 50 Wicked. And I am going to be using this to apply all over the brown lipstick. Now what this is going to do is going to give it a very red ombre effect. A dark red, very dark red. And okay, I'm just going to be doing this. The same thing down here. I don't like to use concealer because I think my hand is pretty good. Like, I get the line very well, so I don't like to use the concealer. I find this very unnecessary, so I'm just applying it over the brown like so. Then I'm just going to be wiping this off, and I will be blending everything in. So I'm just blending this in like this. Like this. I'm just gonna be moving it all the way in. All the way in. Yeah, but I find that it's not like I can do like my lipstick without having to use the concealer. It still works like that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to use is all your preference. If you like to use that, you can use the concealer on your lip. I don't like to use it. I don't like it. So I just apply my lipstick like that. So I'm taking this red. This is in the shade 25 Red Hot, and I'm just going to be doing this. It's going to give like the perfect contrast. So for me, I find that this is the perfect shade that looks nice on me. So yeah. So this is what it's looking like. And the red lipstick is good. And remember that I told you that I love lip gloss. So just because I want to be extra, I'm going to go ahead and use a red lip gloss. Oh, thank you, Swati. So your hand, like your hand placement is what matters for your lipstick. If you use your hands to place them properly, you're going to love it. So I'm taking this lip gloss in the shade Thirsty Lip. Thank you. And I'm going to be applying this all over. I'm be taking this and I just apply it like so. And this is a red lip gloss. And like that, this look is complete. Yeah, yes, guys. Thank you to Swati. This look is a bomb, it's a banger. So this is what we're looking like. And all right, guys. So all I'm going to be doing is just pressing in the powder to my face. I'm going to spray my face, and this look is complete. Yes, Swati, you are a genius. You're a genius. This is perfect. It looks so good. And I'm just pressing it. I don't really have any fallout, so I'm taking the powder and I'm pressing in everything into my skin. Okay. I'm going to be using my powder and my blush brush just to touch up on the blush. Just to touch up on it. Oh boy. And guys, this look is beautiful, is good. So I'm taking in a blush in that shade, and I'm just doing this. Doing the same here. So guys, with this look is complete. I'm just going to spray my face, and that will be the end of this video, guys. Guys, it's too late, I gotta go. So tomorrow is my birthday. I'm gonna be doing a special live, doing a birthday makeup look. So please come and watch my video, share my video, subscribe. That would be the perfect birthday gift. A subscription to my channel. Share my videos, like, subscribe. And guys, tomorrow I'm gonna be doing a special birthday look. Do not forget, special birthday look. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being on my live. Thank you for interacting with me, and bye. Have a good day. Bye, guys.